So you've seen a lot of things here this morning in the ArcGIS 10 platform, and you really will start to think about how you're going to leverage that. There's a lot of new capabilities. There's changes to the platform. So you're first off thinking, well, how am I going to just adopt it? How am I going to get my code running on top of this new platform so that it compiles and it tests and I could deploy it? That's one way to look at it. But what I would encourage you to do this week is really start to think on how you're going to fully exploit the platform. Now, to do that, that means potentially throwing away quite a bit of source code. It's quite a cleansing experience. Let's throw away 1,000 lines of ArcObjects, even though it took me weeks to build it, and adopt 100 lines of Python. I'd encourage you to do that. Simpler, more maintainable, better solution for your users if it's easier for you to maintain and fix things and progress things. So take the opportunity to exploit that platform. Use this week to get there. There's lots of people in this building today and tomorrow and on Thursday who are here to answer your questions. Another thing that we've been working on to help you get started are the SDKs. SDKs help you get your job done. And at 931, when I went and actually looked at all the SDKs that we had 23 of them. That's quite a lot. And it really reflected the way that we built the SDKs, not how you used them. So at 10, we did a big redesign, and we identified 3 key areas that we saw developers working in: ArcObjects development, online development, and mobile development. So we've realigned our SDK structure to reflect that. So with these 3 main types of developers and the different technology that they use, Flex or Java or .NET, we've cut the SDKs down to 11. And these are really focused on what you do. There's a lot of new content in there, and we're getting very positive feedback from the beta users who have seen them. So again, if you've not seen the new SDK structure, there's sessions about it. Go to the showcase, really see it, and understand how it's going to help you get the job done. So with that, I'd like to pass back to Jim, who's going to wrap things up for this morning.
Thanks, Ewan. So that was great. I hope we've shared with you a little bit this morning of the highlights of 10. I want to thank everyone that's been up here this morning with us, both the desktop and the server folks and everyone else. And on behalf of everyone at ESRI, thanks for spending some time this morning with us, drinking from the fire hose. The entire week, we'll be digging into these things in sessions and continuing to learn. There are some questions, however, that we slid this slide in at the break that we wanted to answer right up here, so you weren't hunting for the answers to these questions this week. So schedule, I just want to reiterate, ArcGIS 10 final, we're on track to ship that in June prior to the user conference. Hopefully, those of you that aren't in the beta program, as Ewan said, we suggest you get in and get your hands on pre-release and use it. So use it before the UC if you come to the UC. I know some of you don't, but and this is the event that you're coming to, but use it. So when you come to the UC, we can have informed decisions about that. We introduced a new platform, ArcGIS.com, and that also will be with final release, and if we can get it out there in beta a little earlier, we will. The platforms themselves, we talk about 64-bit support at this conference for years, and I can say we will and are actively working on a full 64-bit version of Server as a development project, not as a research project, back at ESRI, and we'll get that out to you. In the mobile section, we touched about other platforms such as Android and Windows Mobile 7. We'll be supporting those as well, along the same patterns that we are supporting the iPhone now in mobile. We've also talked in the past about an API for the file geodatabase. And I'm not going to stand up here and talk about it. Actually, you can go to the session here at the conference with the developers and see the status of the file geodatabase API, see demonstrations of it. So we're working on that as well, and we'll be releasing that in conjunction with 10 final, or maybe a little after off cycle. The other standards that we talk about, .NET, Java, SQL, they're very, very important to us, working with Microsoft and Azure. Earlier, we saw ArcGIS Server for Amazon. We want to leverage Azure Cloud Services as well and OGC standards. We work very closely with the organizations and companies that run these to continue to involve our development efforts here. What's the next release? It's 10.1. And it's more web, it's more server, it's more cloud computing, it's more everything. And ask us questions this week and tell us what you think about what we're doing. We're doing a lot, and we want to make sure we're doing the right things for you. So again, thanks. Right after, we're going to break for lunch in a minute, and right after that, at 1 o'clock, the technical sessions, the meat of the conference start, and the user presentations, showcase, and demo theaters are open. Tonight in this room, I think it's at 6 o'clock, we have the Meet the Teams event. So come back. We'll be doing some more presentations, digging into what it's going to mean to migrate to ArcGIS 10 along the same lines that Ewan talked about just now. Tomorrow, back in this room for the plenary. We have a fantastic plenary with David Chappell back. More sessions tomorrow and continuing the showcase